Our next guest is Maurice Mortell Snr, and he has stories to beat the band. And he's 91 years of age, so he's able to bring us back many, many moons. And boy, can he give us a trip down memory lane. Just listen.
My first day, the gates of Pres were the wrought iron with the presentation college around it. But immediately inside the gate, you were into a wood, as far as I was concerned, trees. And that went up, wound up for about 100 yards, and then came out on these magnificent lawns on both sides. Tennis court, croquet lawn. And then up a little embankment to this lovely house, Brayhead House as it was. I think the Putland family built it. When I came to Pres first, I had to tug out an entirely new uniform. You know, there was the blazer, there was the long white pants you had to wear in the summertime. You know, there was the tie, the socks, the whole outfit. And that's what you came to school in. Happening to be reasonably good at playing rugby was an entree into a different world. But mind you, it was a very amateur world. You paid for everything yourself. As far as Bray was concerned, I think if you had your Pres uniform on, you were definitely had to decide where you were going to go. If I was up at the Vivi near Wolfstone Square and I ran into 3 or 4 of the lads who would have been at St. Cronan's, I was going, I'd better get out of there quickly because you'd be clipped and I don't know, but maybe that's where I got the speed from. However, I suppose, there was a difference between, and there was a fair deal of poverty around, you know. It was not unusual. And of course, being in Waterford, I'd seen lots of myself, kids in bare feet, you know, and, you know, tears in their pants and that sort of thing. You know, the war was on.
Yeah.
The war had been declared in 1939. So nearly most of my years at Pres, the war was going on. But it didn't seem to affect us at all. Yeah.
So when you look back at school...
Look, great years.
Great years.
Great years, no doubt about it. And Pres was a smashing school. You know, lovely teachers, the brothers, even though, you know, there was the biffing and the... And of course, the other thing, there was a farm up in the college in those days. And of course, I living in Sydenham Villas was only 50 yards away. I was coming home from one of my birds nesting trips and coming through the farmyard. And the next thing, the brother Canisius, who was in one of the hay, in one of the sheds up there, shouted, "Hey, number here, come here." So now I was about 11 or 12 at the time, and they were having a calf was being born, and it was awkwardly placed in the cow, and apparently they were afraid when they were pulling it out that they'd decapitate. So I had to put my hands inside the cow and around the head, so that when the two, John and Ned, when they pulled it out, the head came out with it. And of course I was destroyed. And I came home to my mother. And she said, "What in the name of God happened to you?" See, all this stuff was all over me. So I explained. And of course, as soon as I was helping the boy, "Oh, that's all right, then come on, change your clothes. We'll get on with it." Oh yeah.
So you really learned more than the 3 hours?
Absolutely. I really, of what life was all about, yeah.